These are the adventures of Noxoma, a Leopard 50 catamaran sailing the world. We are Bruce and Corinne, two Norwegians who are moving from our home in the mountains to fulfill a lifelong dream to explore the oceans above and below. We want to explore, discover, and conserve our planet along the way. Please follow us on our journey.
Noxoma is being built and delivered in Cape Town, South Africa, July 2022. 6 months earlier, we decided to travel with some luggage and also just enjoy South African summer and follow the build of our boat. We're going up to Table Mountain, right over there. Hiking up the mountain, we chose the most popular route, which is Flatclip Gorge. It is a fairly easy hike because you have stairs all along the way, but it is pretty steep. Due to strong winds, there were few people at the top of the mountain. Most people choose a gondola for either the ascent or the descent. Being from Norway, we are used to hiking, and we had therefore planned to take a rather challenging route called India Venstre for the descent. As you can see, it does not come highly recommended. Bruce has made this descent before, so we knew we were both able to make it. These are really the only people we met, and they were all moving upwards. As you can see, it is fairly steep, and at this point I was not a totally happy camper, considering I do have the occasional fear of heights. We were successful, and I have to admit, fairly proud, and enjoyed a well-deserved lunch at the VAT Marina afterwards. Thing we just had to do while in Cape Town was visiting the Cape Winelands that surrounds the city. They are located just about a 45 to 60 minute drive away, and these are definitely some of the best New World wine regions available globally. We spent most of the day in the Stellenbosch area. This particular estate, the Aldenburg Vineyards, had the most beautiful location high up in the mountains. Wildlife surrounded the estate, and we in fact heard eagles during our wine tasting. Besides having a great restaurant, they can also accommodate up to 12 people staying the night. We definitely plan to return for doing just that. Ended up with quite the batch of wines, which is now safely placed in our storage unit in Cape Town. Side note though, we practice absolute sobriety when sailing, so these bottles are definitely not for consumption offshore. You really can't visit Cape Town without going to Cape of Good Hope, especially not if you're a sailor. There was a kite and windsurfing contest when we visited the Cape, and it was so interesting to see how the animals really own that beach and not the surfers. quite a few wild animals at the Cape, and as I have never been on safari before, it was exciting. We saw many of the infamous baboons who tend to steal your food, cell phone, etc. Plenty of signs warned us about getting too close. We also saw several ostriches, like this one, which was just perfect looking towards the ocean. And also a couple of packs of larger deer called eland. As you approach Cape of Good Hope, there are really two ways to access the lighthouse. Either you drive, which is obviously the easiest choice, or you can hike it if you actually have a driver like we were lucky enough to have. The hike takes a little bit more than an hour. It's not that steep and it's beautiful, beautiful. So we truly recommend it. Boulders Penguin Colony is located in Simonstown, about a 40-minute drive from Cape of Good Hope. There are about 3,000 African penguins there. It is quite touristy, with walkways to accommodate all of the people who want to watch these creatures in their natural habitat. However, we would both highly recommend it. You get really close to the animals and they don't seem to care. Sightseeing, it was time to see our boat. We had scheduled a visit at the factory Robertson Caine to see if they had started building Noxoma. Marcel from Leopard Catamarans guided us along the way together with the factory manager. We got a great tour of the factory and we were not allowed to bring cameras inside, which is totally understandable. We did figure out that our hull number, which is 136, had not yet been started. They had just started hull number 134. But Marcel from Leopard Catamarans in Cape Town did arrange a tour of a sister boat that was located in VAT Marina. Last night, we got to experience how quickly the weather changes in Cape Town. We could literally see with our own eyes how the fog was clogging up. We are definitely respectful of the area we are starting our journey from, and we can't wait to return in July. If you would like to follow our journey, please click subscribe or follow us on noxoma.com.